YouTubers have been lying to you all along. For those of us out there who actually have the need to capture really high quality images and motion pictures, we are often being told in recent times that our phones are adequate enough. But is that really the case? Recently, I embarked on an experimental project to put this hypothesis to test to know exactly if mobile phones are actually up to the task. And by the end of this project, I realized that YouTubers have been lying to you all along in terms of how you can use your phone to shoot cinematic images. Now, make sure to watch this video till the end because I've saved the best for the last. To begin with, and for the sake of full disclosure, even this episode you're watching right now is currently being filmed on the Samsung Galaxy Note 9. This is it. The first and major reason why YouTubers have been lying to you all along about using your phone or your phone being capable of shooting high quality, just like the cinema cameras, is the fact that these mobile phones overheat. Crazy, guys. I know most of your favorite YouTubers who actually encourage you, like myself, to shoot with your phones do not really get into details by telling you that most of these phones would actually overheat, especially if you are pushing them to the limits and shooting in really very hot environments. Now, during this experimental project, we spent lots of time just waiting for this phone to cool down so we can get back to shooting. And as you can see in these particular shots, we had to even get ice block just to cool down the phone. Guys, can you imagine how frustrating that is? Because every time you spend on set is actually money being lost. Yet most of us on YouTube here keep telling you guys that you can actually even shoot a full movie with your phone, and these are some of the key things that I think you should take very key note of. Now, I actually thought it was just my Samsung Galaxy 9, but one of my crew members actually had an iPhone and the person brought it out, and the same thing, this phone also overheated just because it was a rocky area and the place was really very hot. So most of these mobile phones could not just stand the temperature around, they just kept overheating, and that of course would not be a good thing to experience on a film set. Now, are your favorite YouTubers always lying to you, knowing very well that your phone will overheat if you take it out? Probably not, because I think that YouTube is actually different from filmmaking. Now, this is a whole conversation on its own, and I might not be able to get into the nitty-gritties of this particular topic. But all you should know is that your favorite YouTuber is mostly just recording cinematic sequences, which may require somebody just walking across, or shooting maybe some random bikers, which may just require just shooting for like a minute and cutting, or maybe just shooting for like 2 minutes, or maybe 3 minutes or 4 minutes at most, and the person is done with a particular shot, and probably it might even take some few minutes again before the next shot is ready, so the phone has enough time to rest. So your favorite YouTuber most of the times might not even realize that his or her phone would overheat if you push it to the limit, if you are recording at high frame rates and you are recording really very long files in documentary scenarios, or when you are doing very long takes on a film set. The other theory I do have is that probably most of your favorite YouTubers live in Europe and live in other countries that are quote-unquote probably not too hot, like here in Africa, for example. In my use case, this place, as you can see, was really blazingly hot, even though we kind of had like an overcast happening. Yet some way somehow the sun rays were piercing through and we could feel the sheer heat coming from the rocks. The other reason why it might be a bad idea to follow your favorite YouTuber's advice on using your phone is battery life. Yes, guys, on this experimental shoot, I did realize that once the battery was out, it was really very difficult getting power, because this is not like something where you can just open, put in or slot in a new battery, just like you would have been able to do with a professional camera. At this particular point in time, when it was getting to the evening and we just had to finish, I had to grab a power bank, and that was what we were able to use to finish up these scenes. So battery life is really something very key if you intend to take your mobile phone photography or videography really serious. You might have to consider bringing along power banks to charge the phone on the go. At this point in the video, let me acknowledge the sponsor of this video, which is you watching me right now. And I know you are asking yourself, how did you sponsor this video? I know you just click on the like button, but if you haven't yet, please just click on the like button, because that is how people sponsor this channel right here. please do so because it goes a long way in helping other people discover this channel right here on YouTube. Thank you so much for clicking on the like button. Let's proceed to the next point. The other thing to take very key note of is limited space. With my phone right now, which is filming this episode, it actually comes with about 120 gigabytes of space, which is non-expandable. Like in the case of a camera, you simply slot in a card or bring in an SSD, or even if you are shooting film, maybe bring it in celluloid and you can continue shooting. But in this case, if your phone gets full, you guess it right, you probably have to copy it. But if you're far away at a location where you can't even get a computer or you don't even have a computer on set, then you are completely doomed. You kind of get the point. And so on this particular set, thankfully we didn't run out of space, because at one point I had to downgrade the quality from 4K to 1080 because the overheating was just too much and we just got frustrated. And because this was an experimental piece, we just didn't have a problem doing that, because at the end of the day, the lessons that we were going to take from the project was really much more important than just the final product. At this point, before I proceed, if you are just seeing my face for the very first time, welcome. This is the Africa Amaze channel. Over here, we do talk about cinematography, photography, editing, and all its related branches. If all this sounds interesting, I'll do much appreciate it if you do click on the subscribe button. Please make sure to turn on the post notification bell so you are notified anytime I drop awesome content like this right here from the continent of Africa. I want to use this opportunity to thank my very good friend Amarita Nyaba for all the love and support that she has been showing to the Africa Amaze channel. That lady is simply amazing. Big ups to Amarita for all the support. Miss Awin Lawyer, salute. Now to the last point, which for me is very important for most of you beginner filmmakers out there, because mostly we beginner filmmakers do not really have that money to spend on stuff. And here is the catch. Most of our favorite YouTubers do not tell us that some of those phones that can really give us those kind of crispy quality that can rival that of professional cameras, these days some of them are even very expensive than normal DSLR or some old DSLRs and mirrorless cameras that I know. I actually bought this Samsung Galaxy Note 9 at almost the same price at which I bought a used Panasonic G7 as a second camera. A high-end mobile phone costs the same amount as a professional camera. Most of the content that I churn out here, except on professional movie sets where we go with the black magics, everything I do shoot for this channel is mostly shot on the Panasonic G7 because that is actually my favorite mirrorless and micro four thirds camera. And a used version of this camera can be picked up at the same amount at which I can pick up a high-end phone like this. So that is something to really take key note of, because such honest information are mostly missing online. So after this experimental project, I did come across all this stuff, and you know me, I really want us to grow as filmmakers all over the world. Even though mobile phones are great and we can use their cameras for lots of great stuff, because even these manufacturers are kind of advertising them now as cinematography tools. These are the least things that they do highlight in those kind of real videos or when they pay YouTubers to talk about their phones. That is why I'm coming up with this information. And if you did get a ton of information out of this video, once again, I'll do much appreciate it if you do click on the like button, because that goes a long way in helping other people discover this channel right here on YouTube. I'm going to be posting an extended behind the scene video of this experimental project that we shot. So if you're not subscribed yet, please make sure to click on the subscribe button, and please make sure to turn on the post notification bell so you are notified when that video is ready and I drop that full behind scene video. And if you are already watching this video in the future and the video is ready, just click here to watch that particular video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Until next time, as always guys, keep practicing filmmaking. Peace out.